Parliament monsoon session began on Monday, the both houses saw several adjournments with a united opposition. They were completely in agreement to raise several issues, including Pahalgam terror attack, Operation Sindhur, a special intensive revision of the voter rolls. But what came as a surprise for all was the resignation of Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar on the very first day of the monsoon session. So I am joined by senior Congress leader Vivek Tankha, who is also an eminent lawyer. Sir, welcome to Newsx first of all. So on the very first day, it was a surprise move by Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar, sir, who is also Rajya Sabha chairman, and he announced his retirement on medical grounds. So how do you look at his decision, sir?
It was completely unexpected, shocking. I'm so sure it was not planned that way. Something has happened on that day which has led to this. He was a very happy person in the morning. I was there in the parliament myself. For 1 hour he presided over the parliament till from 11 to 12. Then the question hour began and somebody else, the deputy chairman, came and sat on the seat. There was no indication of anything at that time. What I am told is in the afternoon, there was a business advisory committee meeting at 1 o'clock, which got postponed for 4 o'clock. And in that 4 o'clock meeting, both the senior ministers, that is Mr. Nadda and Mr. Rijuju, who were supposed to attend, did not turn up, and he had no information about it. He was only told in the course of the meeting by one of the persons sitting there. I believe that that's what I'm told. The meeting got postponed for next day. And then some conversation has taken place, I'm sure, between him and the powers that be, which has maybe irked him. I don't know what that conversation is. We are not privy to it. And what happened in the evening is a culmination maybe of that conversation. It's a sad thing. Vice President of India is a very high position. In the protocol, he's number 2 in India. And he's also chairman of the upper house of parliament. I don't know what happened, why he felt so hurt or humiliated or pushed. I don't know what it was. But something has happened and I'm sure it's not health. He was looking very healthy. There was no health issue visible at all. If there was a health issue, he would have resigned before the start of the parliament. He could have even resigned next day and not so abruptly today after indicating his health issue. Or he could have resigned even after the session was over. There would have been a farewell ceremony for him. There would have been farewell speeches for him. There would have been a farewell dinner for him. He's not taken anything. Nothing of that has happened. He's not even coming back to parliament, I'm told. So there is an issue which happened, of which we are not in full knowledge. But it's a sad thing. It should not have happened. He's a great jurist, a man with a very tall personality, a very big height as a lawmaker, as a lawyer. And what happened, I'm sorry, whatever happened is not correct. It should not have happened.
Sir, even in his last speech while addressing the House in the Rajya Sabha, he mentioned about that how impeachment motion was brought against Justice Verma and that how more than 53 MPs had signed. So do you think that it was one of also the reasons that he chose to resign at this point of time as the impeachment motion was moved by the opposition leaders in the upper house?
I mean, frankly speaking, I would not know why he should resign for that. Impeachment motion is not moved by the chairman. It's moved by MPs. It's our right under the constitution to move that motion of impeachment. And once it is moved, it is signed by the requisite number. In Rajya Sabha, it is 50. The motion has to be admitted. That's the procedure under the law. There's a Judges Inquiry Act which provides this. And so he is legally bound to follow the constitution and the law. So if he was going ahead with that motion, or even the other motion of Justice Yadav, which he mentioned that day at 4 o'clock, that these two motions are under my consideration. And if he was going to admit them next day or whichever date, that was his legal duty. And if the government was trying to stop him from that, then I'm sorry, it's not the right thing to do. He was statutorily and constitutionally bound to do what he was doing.
Sir, even today, President Draupadi Murmu accepted the resignation of the Vice President, and even later in the day, we also saw Deputy Chairman Harivansh Narayan Singh meeting President Draupadi Murmu. So, how do you look at this meeting of the Deputy Chairman with the President of India?
That may be a formal meeting. I'm not aware of what transpired in that meeting, but the way he sent his resignation, the manner in which it has been accepted post haste, it shows that there's a problem between him and the ruling party. Somewhere the ruling party must have been pressurizing him or not, or asking him to do something which he felt legally unpalatable, legally unconstitutional, or against the law and statute. He's a man of great repute. He's a man of self-respect. I'm sure he was trying to save his dignity.
And so, coming to Parliament session, that is the monsoon session that has been going on for the past 2 days, we have seen several adjournments with the united opposition, especially the India bloc led by Congress. It has been demanding with the government that there should be a proper discussion on Pahalgam terror attack that took place on April 22. Then also US President making claims of repeated claims, if I can say, about mediating ceasefire between India and Pakistan, and also on Operation Sindhur. Government is saying that it's ready to have a discussion, but the opposition is not allowing the House to function. So how do you look at this pandemonium that's going on in the House as of now?
The Parliament is the biggest panchayat of the country. This is the national panchayat. What Parliament deliberates and decides is actually what is the measure of feeling of India. Now, if we are asking for a debate on Pahalgam or Sindhur, or what the Election Commission is doing in Bihar, something according to us completely unconstitutional, or maybe other issues also, which require national attention, I think a government in power is duty bound to get into those discussions, debates, give their own answers. They may have good answers also. And the people of India will hear both sides and take a call. And my opinion, it is not incorrect for the opposition to expect the Prime Minister to give a reply. I believe what the opposition has been urging is to fix a time for all these discussions, especially on Sindhur, on Pahalgam, on Bihar, and some other issues also. An atmosphere congenial for that is not happening, is not taking place. And on the very first day, you had, because of the ruling party attitude, according to us, maybe even the Vice President had to leave. If that is true, then what do you expect in this Parliament?
You just mentioned about the special intensive revision that is being carried out by the Election Commission, that exercise for the voter rolls over there. And today also we saw a lot of complete questioning by the opposition in the both houses of parliament. Several MPs writing the adjournment notices, giving adjournment notices under section 267. So clearly you wanted to have a discussion, but the election commission is defending its move. It's saying that whatever they are doing to identify the eligible voters in Bihar. So how do you look at the response of the election commission?
Election commission only does a summary review. Even the intensive review is a summary review. You don't go house to house. You are not doing that nationality check or a citizenship check, which the Home Ministry is supposed to do. That's a time-consuming process. You can't deny somebody of his citizenship of nationality on whimsical way or on whimsical grounds. This is not the job of the Election Commission at all. They have had voter lists for last 70 years. They've been following those voter lists, updating them, revising them, deleting, adding, all that has been happening. So is this election commission trying to tell us that all the election commissioners of the past were duds? They didn't know their job. Only this gentleman knows the job. What is all this? I mean, you are through your actions, you are creating turmoil. Institutions are there to bring peace, bring calm, not create turmoil. This is completely wrong, a very wrong way of looking at governance. So do what is desired of you. Do what is expected of you. What is the law expects you to prepare a neat and clean voter list. You do your examination and you look at these indicators which show that a person is a resident, is not a resident. If it needs a bigger check, you can flag it and send it to the Home Ministry. And the Home Ministry will do its job. This is not the job of Election Commission and it can't be done in 25 days. And you want to cross-check the nationality of 4 crore people in 25 days. What's this? I don't understand what's happening.
But sir, Election Commission has also said that during its door-to-door campaign there in Bihar for the SIR exercise, several of the people from Bangladesh or Nepal or from other countries, they were found with several of the documents like Aadhaar, ration card and voter ID cards. And it is reason why they are carrying out this exercise.
I think it's more propaganda. They should not fall into the trap of any party. This is an independent organization. And don't try to sell these and peddle these stories. We know how these stories are created and why these stories are created. It's time you do a serious job. Of course, if you find somebody who's not entitled to be registered as a voter, you'll have to give him a chance. You'll have to give him an opportunity. And if you're challenging his citizenship or nationality, you'll have to bring the Home Ministry on board. There's a whole procedure, there's a whole act for that. So what Election Commission wants to achieve in 25 days is something which the law doesn't envisage. That's what I'm saying.
Sir, yesterday in the upper house, Rajya Sabha especially, we saw leader of opposition, Mallikarjun Kharge, while speaking on Pahalgam terror attack, he mentioned that since April 22, we have seen that the terrorists who were behind that deadly attack on the innocent tourist over there, they are still missing. They have not been arrested. And he said that we had given unconditional support to the government, but the government is not sharing information with us in Parliament. We had demanded earlier for an all-party meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but he was on tour to Bihar and he didn't attend the all-party meeting twice. We also demanded for a special session of Parliament, but that was also denied. So how do you look at the comments of your party president, that is Mallikarjun Kharge, especially taking on the government?
Don't you think what Kharge is saying is very reasonable? You are not taking the opposition into confidence in giving them details. Special session of Parliament should have been was asked for, not convened. We want an immediate discussion, even that a date is yet to be fixed. And people want the Prime Minister to address us because his speaking brings confidence. I mean, Prime Minister is Prime Minister of the country. He's not Prime Minister of BJP. He's Prime Minister of India. When he speaks for the nation. So we want the Prime Minister to speak for the nation and tell us where we stand. What is wrong in it? And that is what Kharge ji is asking.
But sir, the government is saying that it is ready for discussion in the Parliament, but the opposition is creating ruckus over there. They are doing sloganeering and they are not trying to help the government to run the House. This statement was made by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju, and he even alleged that to run the Parliament, taxpayers' money is involved. So how do you look at the charges of the Parliamentary Affairs Minister?
So why did they absent themselves at the 4 o'clock meeting yesterday? If it is taxpayers' money and they are so concerned about it, why did they create situations? I don't know who created, but why was a situation created in which somebody as high as the Vice President of India, in a very awkward way, has resigned from his position? Somebody has to answer all this. We are not living in a banana republic. This is Republic of India. a republic which has 140 crore people. And everybody, and from north to south, east to west, everybody wants an answer. If you are in government, you'll always have to give answers. You'll always have to meet the press. You'll always have to explain to the people what you're doing. You'll always have to tell us if something has happened in the country, why it has happened, and why and what steps are being taken to rectify the situation. Of course, there are problems which every government faces. In the past also governments have problems. Terrorism is nothing new to India. We've had so many terrorist attacks in the past also. And sometimes you're able to catch them, sometimes you're not able to catch them. It takes time to catch them also. But all this can be explained. All this can be told. That is what we are saying. Give us information. Once they give information, I'm sure. And if it's in a very wholesome manner, in a good manner, friendly manner, I'm sure the reactions will be different.
After Lok Sabha elections, we have seen a united opposition once again in the form of India Alliance in Parliament, where most of the floor leaders from 24 parties, they are coming together, they are taking on the government on several issues. As K.C. Venugopal also stated today in the morning that beside Pahalgam, Operation Sindhur, Donald Trump claims and SIR process, they will also raise the issues of Ahmedabad plane crash as well as Manipur civil war that has been going on for the past 2 years, and also the atrocities on Dalits and backward community people and tribals across the country. So what do you think, sir?
Don't you think each one of these issues is important for the country? Whether it be OBC issue, whether it be Manipur issue, whether it be the issue of atrocities on the suppressed and the depressed, whether it be the issues of farmers, or whether it be security issues. These are all important issues. Of course, if you are in government, if you are in governance, you have to address them. And not only address them, satisfy and take your parliament into confidence, because parliament represents the nation. Parliament represents we the people of India who've created this parliament. So if parliament doesn't mean just the ruling party, they are what, 240 MPs? So that can't be parliament. Parliament is the whole gamut of parliament, which is about nearly, I think, 550 MPs or some odd figure. So whatever be the parliament, whether Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, you have to take your parliamentarians into confidence. You must speak to the leaders of the opposition. You must respect your states. And don't be combative all the time. As a ruling party, you should be soothing the anger, not igniting the anger. You're not supposed to be combative. Now, BJP makes a mistake by being combative all the time.
Sir, even as the opposition is demanding for a statement from Prime Minister Narendra Modi in both houses of parliament over Pahalgam terror attack, the way in which there was intel and security failure that led to the death of 26 innocent tourists, including one Nepali citizen. Then also on Operation Sindhur and claims made by US President Donald Trump. Now Prime Minister is once again embarking on a two-nation tour starting tomorrow. So how do you look at this, his tour just at the time of the monsoon session?
Generally, from what I used to hear from people and what I used to read in papers, ministers and prime ministers, even chief ministers and ministers in the states, should be in their stations when the parliament is in session. This is only showing respect to the parliament. If Mr. Modi has a program, well, we can understand because there are compulsions of the country. But they should arrange the program in such a manner that the parliament feels that the prime minister is giving due importance to the parliamentarians.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for sparing time with Newsx for your views on several issues. So this was Mr. Vivek Tankha, who clearly mentioned on all the topics that were asked to him. With Vijay, Deepak Shah, Anand Singh, Newsx, Delhi.